So after you have designed your one number visuals, that's the total revenue, the total discount, the total orders, and the total customers, we now shift our attention to putting some about 2 or 3 graphs on our dashboard. Then the next activity will be adding the slices to add some form or level of interactivity to our dashboard. So let's continue. We're going to, based on our model dashboard design, we're going to build a chart that will display revenue by month. So let's go to our sales metrics sheet and look for the revenue by month. Okay, so revenue by month metric is here. Unfortunately, it has other columns. So what we'll do is that we would select this entire pivot table to make a copy of it beneath. So I've highlighted that pivot table, including the filter, the year filter. Then in cell AF30, hit the enter key. And this pivot table will be different from the one above. Okay, we'll call this one revenue by month. We'll name the pivot table as revenue by month, and then we'll drag off. So let's rename it. So I right click on any area in the pivot table, then I'll click on pivot table options, then pivot table name. This is called rev by month. Okay, then I'll click on OK. Then I'll move to the pivot table fields panel, take off the MOM and then the previous month, so that I'm just left with the revenue and the month. Of course, this one we don't even need the filter because we are not calculating, we are not using any time intelligence feature here. Awesome. So this is our revenue by month. Then we need to convert this one to a line chart so we can see the trend, how revenue has been faring or performing from January to December. Okay, so with the cursor inside any of the cells here, you click on with the cursor inside any of the cells in the pivot table. Currently mine is in cell AF3 on January, and I'll click on pivot table analyze on the ribbon, then pivot charts under tools, pivot charts here on the right hand side under tools. So I click on pivot charts. We are looking for a line graph, so on the categories of charts, click on the line. Then I'll go for the one with the markers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth option, and I click on OK, and that will give me my line charts that will display revenue by month. Okay, whilst you are here, let's do some formatting before we cut it and paste it on our dashboard. We want the revenue values here to be in millions. We don't want it to be displayed as the value in full, 3,500,000, 3,000,000, 2,500,000. No, we want it to be 3.5, 2.5. So to do that, Control Shift, click on cell aging 33, Control Shift down arrow to select all the revenues for the respective months. Then Control 1 to invoke the format cells dialog box. Then custom. Remember, we already have a million custom code. So you scroll down under custom, scroll down, you see the one that we coded. Then click on it. Here is it. So you see 2.41. Then click on OK. And there you are. You have it done. Okay, you have it sorted out. Then professionally, you don't need to show this pivot table field. So you right click on revenue button or field button on the chart, and say hide all filled buttons on the chart. This is how we do it, so that nobody can even tell that you use pivot charts to design this. Okay, then we don't need this legend, a total legend here. Okay, because we are looking at it as one series, only the revenue. Okay, so I think now our chart is in good shape. We can send it to the dashboard and do further formatting there. So Control X to cut the chart, and then click on the dashboard, Control V to paste it. Control V to paste it. Then I want to resize it, and remember our number of pixels here is 7 pixels for our margin. So I am going to reduce the column width of this. Okay, let me do it like this so I'll know the exact. I want 7 pixels, 0.54. Okay, so when I do it like this, this is what I get. Okay, 0.54. That one takes me to the very right edge of my one number matrix. So I need another one. It means I have to reduce the column F width to 0.54. That one will give me the gap. Okay, so let me snap this one to grid so we can see that. So I hope everybody can appreciate the fact this one becomes our inside margins. Okay, so click on your charts and then click on format, align and arrange, then snap to grid. By this, when we are moving it, it will snap to the right border. Okay, to the right border. Very important. Very important. This one will allow you to have very beautiful design that is measured. Okay, everything is on point. Okay, all right. I think we need to resize reduce the height. Okay, so I'm using the height command under the size to reduce it so that it is in line or aligned with the total customers bottom line. Yes, and it is. So if we are doing like this, it also means that we have to get our 7 pixels. Okay, so this one will put us right at the edge. Okay, so let me see, click. Okay, so I'm playing with the size to see if it fits. Okay, because there's a shadow on the total customer shape. That's it. So this is this one will give us a height of 6.2 centimeters. Okay, 6.2 centimeters. Okay, let me reduce it a little. Apply the shadow. So I think it's important to apply the shadow to see the actual size or shape. So to apply the shadow, right click on the charts and then format chart area. We should have to apply the beveled effects and the shadow effect. To click on the chart, then under the format contextual ribbon, under shape styles, open it up, open the shape styles up here by clicking on this arrow, Then you click on our intense effect black dark one, and now we can use the fill colors. Okay, then you go to your shape fill and select either no fill or your fill color. So each of them will work. No fill will work, or choosing this one, the fill color to will work. Okay, awesome. Now let me verify. Okay, so they are the same. Awesome. Now I can have my 7 pixels as the inside margin. So the next element beneath them will be below this margin, inside border. Okay, now we need to provide a title for this chart. So the total here would have to communicate well. So this is revenue by month. The font size is 2 break, so reduce it to 11. Okay, 10.5 is cool. Then I will click on the title, drag it to extreme left so that it doesn't take the shine on the charts. Okay, yes. Then I want to color the line. Okay, I want to color the line. So to do that, I'll click on it, and then if you don't have the format data series pane, you click on the line. So if you are here, just target the line, click on it to be selected, then right click, then you click on format data series. So right click, format data series. Okay, when you do that, you come and click on the fill and line or the paint bucket here, right? Currently the line color is blue and it's set to automatic. So click or select solid line, then open this up. Remember the colors we've been using, this gray and the yellow. So click on the yellow. Okay, then click outside and see. So you get to see that the line is yellow but the markers are blue. Now click on any one of the markers, and then come and click, go to the format data series pane. You see line and marker, so you click on. So we were here before we went to click on the marker. So when you click on the marker, you see there's line under the fill and line. You have line and you have marker. Now you click on marker, and then you would select solid line. Okay, and then choose your yellow. By this we should have the marker turned yellow, but what happened actually was that the line around the marker is turned yellow. So we need to do the final formatting so that the solid fill of the marker shape, which is a circle, would also be yellow. So select the fill and line marker. Okay, this time not border, choose fill and then select solid fill, then come here and click on yellow. That's the here is the color, the fill bucket. Click on it and then select your color yellow. Now you should have your marker turned yellow. Alright, so we've been able to customize our line charts on our dashboard. The dashboard is looking really beautiful after this stage. Then the next one is the top 5 performing products. So you're going to put top 5 performing products beneath the line charts. That's beneath the revenue by month charts. Great. So let's go to our sales metrics sheets. Then we look for top 5 top 5. Yes, this is top 5. Okay, so this one too, we have the ranks as well. So we'll make a copy, Control A, Control C, then we come down, we'll paste it. This is top 5 only, no ranking. Click here, click on it, activate your pivot table fields, then take away the products rank. Okay, take away the product rank. This should be revenue. This should be revenue. So click on it and then go to the formula bar. That's click on the top 5 here and then go to the formula bar and type revenue. Okay, then select the revenue, control shift down arrow. Okay, the values in the revenue, control shift down arrow, control 1, then custom, scroll down, select your million, custom code, click on OK. Right, then let's rename this pivot table. Right, click on it, pivot table options. Now it's pivot table 7, call it top 5 prod, top 5 prod, click on OK. Awesome. Now click inside the top 5 prod pivot table, then go to pivot table analyze on the ribbon, then click on pivot charts. This time we are going for a bar chart, so click on bar chart. Okay, the first option is okay, the clustered bar, then click on OK and you have your bar chart. Remember, when you bring your chart in, the first thing you do is to hide the filled buttons on the chart. So right click on revenue, hide all filled buttons on the chart. Now since it's only one series, only one bar, that's products against a numeric value which is the revenue, we don't need a legend, it's out of place. So click on the total legend on the right hand side, delete it. Okay, and then let's do the total, the heading here. So the chart title is top 5 performing products. Okay, of course the font size is too big, we'll do 10.5. okay, click and drag the title to the left. Right, awesome. Now let's take it to the dashboard and finish the formatting of this chart. So Control X, go to the sales dashboard, Control V here. Okay, so it's supposed to be somewhere here. Right click, click on it, go to format on the ribbon, align to grid, and then move it, and let's see if it's aligning. Okay, so it's going to match up. Okay, great. So now it's aligned to the bottom border of our inner margin, and reduce the width so that it fits the width here. Let me check technically what is this width. This is 12.2 centimeters. Okay, and this one is 12.38, so we can 12.2 centimeters. Awesome. And what's the height? 6.1. okay, so I'll enter the height 6.1. okay, fantastic. The next thing is to apply the effects. So once the chart is selected, your formats ribbon is active, shape styles command group, you come to open the shape styles, your intense black, then go back to the shape styles, the shape fill. We've already applied the color, so just click on the paint or the fill bucket and we will have that effect achieved. Okay, awesome. The next thing is to color the bars. Okay, so we are going for yellow bars, so click on any of the bars. I've clicked on that for market research. Then I'll go to my format data series pane. I've already right clicked on it. Now it's switching between the pivot chart fields, okay, because it's a pivot chart, not pivot table. So the only thing that has changed here is that this one is not pivot table, it's a pivot chart field, and by that you get to see legends and axis. Okay, so I come here, I see two icons here, pivot chart fields and then format shape. So I click on the bottom one, format shape, and I should see the options that will allow me to format this bar chart. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is the color. Okay, so I'll have to click on the fill and line, and then this is under fill, so I'll select solid fill and apply the yellow, or click open this paint bucket up, apply our yellow color. Then there's a borderline for each of the bars. There's a borderline for each of the bars, so I'll open the border. I would either select no line or come here, select solid line, and then apply the yellow. Okay, apply the yellow. Awesome. The next thing is to increase the width of the bar, each bar. These bars are tiny. So to do that, you click on the third option, the third command here. Okay, the third command is called series options. Click on it and you get to see gap width. So this gap width must be reduced. When you reduce it, it means that you are reducing the gap between each of the bars. So roughly around 55% will do the magic. So you enter 55 into the gap width box and it does the magic for us. Now in our line chart, it looks like we didn't work on the grid line. Okay, so here we're going to work on the grid line, then we'll go back to the line chart and work on the grid line. Okay, so select the grid line. These vertical bars are the grid lines. Click on one of them. So assuming you are here, just identify one of the grid lines, preferably the second one from the right. You click on it, all the grid lines will be selected. We don't want the grid lines to take the shine of the graph on the dashboard as well. So what we have to do is that we can reduce the transparency of the line, change the color to some kind of lighter gray, and reduce the transparency so that it is there only as a guide, but it's not destructive. Okay, it's not distracting anybody's attention. Okay, so I'll select that, and my panes, my format grid line pane will be active. So I'll click on solid line and change the color here to this option. This is background white, background 1, darker 50%. Okay, darker 15%. Then the transparency, okay, transparency 72%. Okay, 72%. So you can either drag this one or enter the value. You can enter 72% for it. When you do that, you see that wow, it's there, but it's faint and doesn't draw much attention to itself. Okay, the focus should be on the bars and the values. Great. Now the next thing we need to do to make this chart beautiful is that we need to show the values, okay, for each bar. So click on the market research bar to select all the other bars. Then you see this green icon here, the chart element icon to the right, the bottom right, sorry, to the top right corner. So when you click on the bar, you see this chart elements icon at the top right corner of your chart. Click on it, then it will give you all the chart elements that will allow you to format your chart. Okay, to format your chart. So with those options, we are looking for data labels. So click on data labels, then open it up. Click on this right pointing chevron arrow and select inside end. The inside end will put the labels at the extreme end, right end of the bars. That's fantastic. By this we can get to change the font color of the labels. Okay, so inside end, that's great. Now come to your chart, click on the label values, one of them, and you click on one of them, all of them will be selected. Then go to your home tab, the fonts, change the font color to black. Remember, black looks well on yellow. Okay, black. Okay, awesome. So I change the font size to 8, and then okay, so you can bolden it, or let me see, 9. I think 9 is okay. So font size 9, not bolding. Final touches to our bar chart is the fact that this is a top 5 performing product visualization. Intuitively, it should be sorted from largest to lowest. Okay, so right click on it, you see sort, then smallest to largest, the opposite. If you choose smallest to largest, it will sort from largest to smallest. Okay, so by this we have beautifully formatted our bar charts, looking really fantastic, really awesome. Okay, then we'll move to our line charts. The line chart, we left the grid line like that, hanging like that. Okay, this one, the font size is supposed to be 10.5. Awesome. The chart title for our top 5 products is supposed to be 10.5. Alright, so we go to our line chart, click on the grid lines, and then we would select solid line. We'll choose the darker white background one, darker 15%, and the transparency level is 75. Okay, 75. By this, it is there, but it's not taking the shine. Attention is rather drawn to the line, okay, the revenue line, rather than the grid line. Okay, this is what we call effective data visualization, drawing attention to what you want the user to see, the most important thing. Okay, if we left the grid lines like that, see that it will be cluttered. You will not know what the user should focus their eyes on. Awesome. So the next visualization is going to be our a pie chart or a donut chart. So we're going to look at revenue by product category. Okay, I think revenue by product category, will get 3 product categories. So either revenue by product category or revenue by region, one of them. Let's see if you have that calculation. If not, we'll quickly do it. So sales metric, we check. Okay, revenue, okay, top 5. Okay, so we don't have that, so we quickly create that measure. Let me make a copy of the revenue pivot table. Scroll to the right, counts 5 from BL, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, this is revenue by products category. So I have to go and copy it again because I have typed. Ctrl C, then hit the enter key. So what we're going to do is look for product category. I'm going to type it here. Select the all type products and check. if that is product. Okay, so this product category, it goes to the rows section. Okay, so that category at the rows section, and we have our visualization. Fantastic. What we need to do further is to format it well. So now it's showing row labels. So click on pivot, click on design, and then we come to layout, report layout, show in outline form. Okay, and then we'll change the name. Right click on it, the pivot table, on any cell, pivot table options, and this becomes revenue by products category. Okay, so it's too long. We'll type rev by fraud cuts. Awesome. So we can visualize this like how it is, or represent it as percentage. So let's see how it will go. So we'll visualize the revenues from each of these product categories in terms of percentages, and then we'll put them on the either pie chart or donut charts. But let's see, let's get the graph, see how the graph looks like. Okay, so you click on pivot table, analyze pivot charts. We'll go to pie. Okay, this is how pie will look like. This is how donut will look like. Okay, awesome. So we have the options. Professionally, I am biased towards donut, but whichever concept I'm going to use in the donut chart applies to pie chart. So we hardly use pie charts. If you are using pie charts, then you have like 3 categories, 4 categories. So let's say we're visualizing revenue by region, which we have 4 regions. You have to look at, pick one that you want to tell a story with, and then compare it to the whole. So if it's the west region that had the highest revenue, what was 8%? Maybe 35%. Then you visualize it to the other. So the others, if this is 35, the others will be 65. So you visualize the lead against the rest as one. Okay, awesome. So we're going to try to achieve that effect. So click on the last option, which is donut chart. You click on OK. You have the chart here. Then right click on the revenue button there and click on hide all field buttons on chart. Okay, then the title is, this is revenue by products category. Also, this one, there are 3 series, so we need a legend. This blue is for consulting, this is for development, and this one is for training. Okay, so we need it. Select it, Control S, go to your dashboard, paste it. We'll paste it, and I'll put it beneath the, or to the left of top 5. To the left of top 5. Okay, so what is left is formatting, making the chart beautiful. Okay, so the first thing, the title is too, the font size is too much, so 10.5. okay, 10.5. let me check 10. Okay, so 10 is cool. Then the legend position, I think the bottom will do, and want it to be on one line. that will mean that we have to decrease the font size. So font size of 7. Okay, font size of 6. We'll put all of them on one line. So the next thing, so I've chosen the font size for the legend is 6 points, and the font size for the chat title is 8 points. The next thing is to format this to tell a very good story or make it very beautiful. Okay, very beautiful. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to format it. Of course, we have to choose our colors. So first, select the chart, then format. Let's select our shape style, intense, and then we choose our color. And as soon as we did that, we are in trouble. We are in big trouble. Okay, we are in big trouble. Font sizes are short up, so I'll do 7 for the title again, and then 6 for the legend, and we are back on track. Okay, then the next thing is the coloring. Okay, I have to format it to look well. Okay, look well. Okay, okay, so that I'm removing the outlines on them. So you just click on one of them, one of the series development, then no outline. So go to the shape styles, shape outline, no outline, and it will remove the outline on the graph for you. Okay, so colors would make the top one. The top one is development. Okay, we'll make development with the leading one. We'll make it yellow, and the rest will be gray. Okay, and the rest will be gray. So let's do that. We'll click all of them, and we'll change the color first of all to gray, all of them. So let's select our gray. Let me see, this gray is, it's white background one, darker 15%. Then I can come and click on only development. Remember, development is the larger part. Only development, click on it and change that's the fill color for development to our yellow. Okay, awesome. So by that, you are comparing development against the rest, against the two. Okay, against the rest. Awesome. Let me check. Okay, awesome. So after filling the colors, I saw that there was a line separating the training from consulting, so I have to add the fill colors back. So you click on this one, shape fill, select the white background one, 15% darker, and then this is yellow, and now it looks perfect. It looks perfect. So you can watch what I did and then do the same thing. Also, the next thing, we need to show the values. Okay, we need to show values. But the focus here would be, if we want, let's see, if we really want, we will put the percentage of the lead in brackets, in the hole here. So for the pie hole, I chose, let me see, 55%. So on the series options or format data series, then the series options tab here. Okay, then donut hole size, the default is 70 something. 55 works well also. So 55. Now I want to put the percentage of this in the middle. There are two ways. Okay, the second approach is we'll put a text box here that will pick the value from our pivot table. So let's get our text box, go to insert, and draw your text box in this hole so that the values will be picked dynamically. Okay, then we'll go to our sales metrics dashboard, our sales metrics sheet. For if you want to show the percentages, that's fine. For that purpose, we have to show these values as percentage. So you right click on 7.44 and says show value as percentage of column total. Okay, percentage of column total. So this is the value we are going to pick, cell BR7. So go to the dashboard with the text box selected, click in the formula bar equal to, click on sales metrics, then click on BR7 for development, hit the enter key. Okay, bolding the font. It's font 11, the font size is 11, it's too small. Let's see, at this point I think the whole size, I'll bump it up a little to 62, and then check this font size, increase the width of the text box also. Okay, great. So this is it, sitting right in it. I get to change the font color to white. Okay, I get to change the font color to white also. Okay, the heights, you have to work on the height of our revenue by product category. Okay, so we would select the one on the right to check the height, 6.03. Then we'll click on revenue by product and ensure that the height is 6.03 as well. Okay, then we ensure it's aligning to grid, and then drag it up. As we do it, it will pick to align itself to the grid. Okay, fantastic. Okay, also think it's really aligned. Okay, so I'll drag I want to teach you one last graph a map graph. So I'll drag this height, row 28 height, to the bottom edge here, so that I can have an inner margin that would be 7 pixels, 6 pixels. Okay, 6 pixels. Let me see, 7 pixels. So click, this is 6, make it 7 pixels. So we're going to design a finite graph, and that graph will be a curve graph. Sales by state. Sales by state. Alright, so let's go to our sales metric sheet, okay, to create a revenue by state metric. So you type revenue in cell BV3, you type revenue by state, and we'll do the visualization. Okay, so let's make a copy of the revenue by product pivot table. Control C, Control V to paste, or enter to paste in BV5. Okay, alright, then search for state in the pivot table fields, drag state to the rows area, take off product category. Also, then realize that the revenue is in percentages. We don't want that, so Control Shift down arrow, Control backspace for the revenue. Then you right click and you go to show values as, then you select no calculations so that the percentages will go away. Then you do Control 1, click on the number category, you click on OK to have the revenue values reset to its defaults 2 decimal places with a 1000 separator format. Awesome. So now we have the revenues by state. Okay, we are going to visualize this on a map indicating where each state is and their respective revenues. However, in Excel, to be able to do this curve plot map or the field map, you will need to have your data in a table form. This is a pivot table, so we need to convert this one to a table so that the field map visual will work here. So to be able to achieve that, Control A to select the entire revenue by state pivot table, then Control C to copy, move 5 columns to your right. I am pasting in CB5, right click, and then paste as values. Right click, paste options, then values. Okay, this one will paste the values as they are, okay, not the pivot table. Okay, now you press the escape key so that the matching ants will go away. Now you hit Control T on your keyboard to convert this pasted data into a table. Okay, to a table. That's a keyboard shortcut for creating a table out of a data region. Then you see the option, my table has headers. Yes, state and revenue are the headers, so make sure my table has headers is checked. Then click on OK. As soon as you do that, you would have your state by region data converted to a table. We don't need this total row, so you can delete it. Can delete that. Let me delete row. Okay, also, so we have met the requirement for using field map. Now you just make sure you are within the table. Okay, we can call this table. So when you click on it, you see that contextual ribbon will pop up, table design, and the table name here is here. So we can call this one state by revenue by state. Revenue by state. It's a table. Okay, now having the table, go to the insert tab on the ribbon. Then you would have, so you won't have that option under pivot chart. Okay, so what we need to do is to use the maps. So you see insert under chart we have maps. Click on the maps, okay, and then you click on field map. But for it to work for you, you must be connected to the internet, because it has to pull geographical data, the coordinates and all of that from online. It uses the Bing map API. Okay, so you have to be connected to the internet, and it should, in a matter of seconds, pull up the data for you. Okay, so it's building. Alright, I accept. Okay, so now the chart is built, and you see the color graduation. Okay, so from 26 million to 42,000. So the lighter the color, the less revenue from that state. Okay, less revenue from that state. Here you get the option to choose your colors. The color set that is close to ours. So you see this give us this blue, this one give us this, and this will give us that. Okay, the one that is close to our colors is this. That's it. They don't give us opportunity to enter our own color code. Let's see how this blue look like on our chart. So I'll cut it, Control X, go to our dashboard, Control V, paste it. We will need to have more rows, so I think I'll go down to 41, down to 41 or 42. Okay, let me try 42. So down to 42. Fill. Okay, awesome. Apply the intense effects. Oh no, not you. Okay, so a minute, the effects has to be applied to the chart itself. Okay, then we choose a color. Awesome. I guess I can now reduce the height a little. Okay, awesome. And then the font color, I'll go for white and white. So white. Okay, so I have to type in, this is revenue by states. Okay, and then the font size for the title is too big, so I'll go for 11 or 10.5. 10.5 works well. Okay, awesome. And I would want to stretch this to occupy the width here. So let me get my inner margin so it snaps. So it has already snapped to that. And I'll reduce this to 7 pixels, the end column to 7 pixels. Awesome. Okay, all right. So this is our dashboard. We've been able to put key visuals on it. What is left now has to do with the controls, the navigations, the slices that will allow the user to further slice and dice the data on our dashboard. That's what is up next. Okay, so the first slicer we'll put on our dashboard so that there will be high interactivity, dynamism in it, will be our timeline slicer. So to do that, we'll first click on the revenue by month graph or visual, so that the slicer will first of all affect one element on the dashboard, then we'll connect it to as many elements we want it to change when the user selects a particular year or want to slice by a particular month in a particular year, particular quarter in a particular year. So this is how it's done. So whilst revenue by month visual on the dashboard is selected, kindly click on the pivot chart analyze tab on the ribbon. Then you click on insert timeline, and this one will pick only the date column in your data model, and for that it's been able to intelligently identify a calendar table and filtered only the date column in the calendar table. So you just check the other dates, click on OK, and we'll have our timeline slicer right here. So move it to the top, okay, and then reduce the width. Want to align it to grid as well. Okay, so it should align to the right, to the left side of S, or right column of R. And that's fantastic. And also align to the right border of N. Awesome. So currently it is set to months. We can change it to years. Okay. Alright, so great. So we have our timeline slicer that will enable us slice and dice our visualization based on the years or the months or quarters. Okay, awesome. So what we will do next is to bring in other slices like region, so that just these four main visuals, 1 2 3, and then we'll classify this one number visuals alone. When we provide the slices here, the user will be able to click on maybe a particular region and see the total sales coming from that region, total discount given to the companies in that region. We'll provide a slicer for sector, so this one becomes a whole solution that the user can interact with. Just click on a button and then we'll have the results visualized for the user. Okay, so again, with revenue by month visual selected on the dashboard, you click on pivot chart analyze, then you click on insert slicer. Remember, the slices must be categorical variables or categorical columns. So we'll do away with, unless we want a year or quarter. The timeline slicer caters for all the slices under the calendar, so that's okay. So under industry, we select the industry. Then under location, we select the state, and then possibly city will be too much, so we'll leave the city out. The state is about 48 too, so let's just work with the state. Then we'll go to the managers. Okay, so let's select managers, first name. Then the others usually have numeric variables, so we'll not select anything there. Remember, slices are for categorical variables. So we'll move to products. we have top 5 products. Okay, so we can select product category and product name if you so wish. Then so currently I think 1 2 3 4 5 6, currently we are using 6 tables. We can click on all to have access to all the other tables that are there we have not used. So we have consultant, customer, this will be company names. We don't have top 5 performing companies. Okay, so we can leave this one out. Look for sector. Okay, yeah, region, select the region, and then sector, select sector. Good, and you're good to go. And you see the slices will populate, and we would have to now take our time to arrange them beautifully. Okay, so let's put products category here. This has 3 fields. Okay, right, we'll put products category right beneath the timeline slicer. Let me see what else I can put there. Okay, let me try region. Okay, it looks like it will work. So region will be to the right. Here you need to really think of how the user will use the system. Will the user look at product category and then look at the region as well in that order? And in addition, you have to check how you arrange them so that they fit well. So this has 3 subcategories of fields or values. This one has 4. Okay, ideally I think manager name would work well for that, if you want to think of it like that. So manager name, 4 fields or 4 values. Region, 4 fields, 4 values. Okay, so if I'm going to do that, then I have to take these people down. Products category is a key thing the user would want to slice and dice the data by. So product category either by sector or industry. So let me see. Okay, or I can peg it with product name. Product names are long, so it will not be possible. So I'll move it down. Let me try sector. C. Okay, sector. Maybe we need to open the width of our dashboard. So let's say you add column T to it. Okay, and then this one will be 22 pixels. Okay, awesome. And we'll open this, the width also up. Okay, awesome. So the user would scroll the sectors, scroll them. We show 3 at a go, then you would scroll for the rest. Okay, so you see how you would arrange them. Okay, I will put manager and region beneath, or you go down, we'll put product name and industry right after. Okay, okay, let me increase the width. Trying to ensure there's some form of uniformity. Let me check the width here. This is 4.90, 4.39, and this is 4.74. Okay, so 4.39, 4.74, too much. 4.7, 4.7, line to grade. Okay, so 4.6, and then 4.6, and align to grade, and see. Okay, and I'll select the two of them, align top. Awesome. Okay, then deselect, and the width is 4.6, so I'll do the same here. Now I have a definite width 4.60. U2 should be 4.60. And drag it up. Let me align to grid or snap to grid. Okay, that's been difficult. Let me snap to shape. See if I align with the top one. Yeah, so snap to shape works. Awesome. So we'll have to reduce the height. Let me check the height for this. 3.54. So I enter 3.54 here. 3.54. The same for industry. 3.54. Awesome. Now I can bring the manager and the region. The height is 3.54 and the width is, let me see, 4.6. 4.6. So everything is calculation. let me align to shape, align to shape. Okay, I guess it's awesome. So I'll select the both of them, align to top. Okay, if you realize they are not aligned at the right hand side, the ones at the right, you can select all of them and then you say align right and they will shift well, and select all these three, then you go to align left, and everything will be measured. Okay, I think we are left with the last slicer, and you see how we have been able to arrange the fence on our dashboard meticulously. Okay, meticulously. So the width here is 4.62 times 2, so roughly 9. So let me see. Okay, and then I would align this to left. Let's see, yeah, awesome. So the width for the state is 9.6. Then for the state, I'll show it in 2 columns. So I'll select the state slicer and then move to the buttons command group under the slicer contextual ribbon. I see columns here. Currently is 1. I'll click 2 to have it in 2 columns. In 2 columns. Awesome. So if I click on Delaware, I see that currently it is connected to the revenue by month, so that one will change, reflect. If I click on Arizona, we see the revenue by month performance at Arizona. The next is to connect all of these slices to any charts on the dashboard that we want to be influenced or change as we click on one of them. Okay. Awesome. So the next task is to ensure that we have linked all of these slices to the elements that we want them to control. So ideally, for the revenue by states, the slices will not control it because that is not dynamic. So this one will be static. All the others can be controlled. So this is what we're going to do. Currently, all of them were built based on the revenue by month pivot chart or pivot table, right? So we start with the timeline slicer. That's the order date. You right click on it, then you click on report connections. Report connections. This is where you connect the slicer to a pivot table, and it can only be connected to a pivot table. So currently it's connected to the top 5 and then revenue by product category as well as revenue by month. We want it to be connected to the one number visuals. As it stands, total revenue, total discount, it looks like, okay, so total discount is here, so I'll check total discount, I'll check total revenue, but total customers and total orders, we don't get to see the pivot table here. So it means that the pivot table has not been named appropriately. That's why it's important that as you create your pivot tables, you give them the name that reflects the calculation it is performing. Okay, so we'll go back and do our total customer, rename our total customers pivot table, total orders pivot table. For total revenue and total discount, we already have it. Okay, so if we do the other two, we've done top 5, we've done revenue by product category, revenue by month. Okay, yeah, so when we rename the other two, then we'll be good to go. Okay, So currently, when you click on any of the quarters, you get to see that this is changing, the total revenue is changing, total discount is changing, the revenue by month is changing, and the revenue by product category too is changing. Okay, awesome, great. So let's go to the sales metrics sheet, scroll to where we have total customers, okay, total orders, right click on it, and then pivot table options, and we'll call it total orders. Total orders. Okay, then we scroll to the right hand side, total customers, right click, pivot table options, and say tot customers. Awesome. And we can go back to our sales dashboard, right click on order date slicer, then report connections. Would open the report connections app, dialog box app, and we'll look for the total orders pivot table, total customers pivot table. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So this timeline slicer is now connected to all the elements on the chart. Now when you click on it, all of them will change except the top 5 performing products, though it's connected to it. Reason is that we use the all function to reset any filter, so this one will not be influenced by any filter or slicer on the dashboard. This one will always be the top 5. Okay, if you don't want that behavior, it means that you will not use the all to reset it. Okay, awesome. Remember that if you click on a particular period, so this is quarter 2 2022, as you see it at the top here, okay, and the fields, the periods in review is in quarters. If I select year, you see the year, the active year selected here. Okay, you see it there. Okay, so when I click on a particular area here, so let's say this is year and it's 2022, it acts as a filter. Okay, so I'm only seeing 2022 metrics here, okay, except for the top 5. The rest is only 2022. If I need to look at the overall years or the 4 years, then I have to click on this clear filter, okay, the funnel with the cross, and it will clear it, to reset it to the original or all the years in review. Okay, awesome. Now let's move to the next. So we connect all of this to the other visuals on it. So right click on product subcategory slicer, then report connections. You open it up, and you check all. Fortunately, only the pivot tables that are named are the ones we are using. Okay, so you check all, you click on OK. Now let's try it. So consult, this is development. Okay, everything else changes. So watch the left hand side here, 29, 1.51, 5.50. As soon as I click on development, they change. Okay, awesome. And what is in the middle is for development. Then we get to see that it's 100%. Okay, it's 100%. If I click on this multi-select and I click on consulting, then it will compare. See how beautiful it is. So compare our pie charts here, our donut chart, sorry, our donut chart here. We then compare development with consulting. Development is 68.6% of consulting. That's fantastic. Okay, if we add all three, then it becomes 56.16 of the remaining. Okay, fantastic. Let me zoom out. Okay, so we'll do the same for the other slices. Connect all of them. Okay, connect all of them. Okay, so check, 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 check. Okay, then I'll come to product name, report connections, and check, 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 check. Industry, same thing. Okay, I'll check all these pivot tables. Okay, I'll come to manager, report connections, and I'll check. Go to region, right click, report connections, open this app, then I'll check. Awesome. And the last one, state, right click, report connections, open the report connections dialog box app, check all the relevant pivot tables, and we have successfully connected all of them. Okay, so I can look at Alabama states. Unfortunately for Alabama states, the top 5 response and filters to Frank, because Frank is in the south. So Frank is filtered for manager first name, region is filtered to south because Frank comes from the south. Then the product name, when I click on machine learning, I don't see anything because it's not part of the top 5. Okay, market research is part of it, so it means I'm only looking at market research. So I will not, for this visualization, you don't need to slice on product name. But what if industry, medical specializations or specialties, medical specialties? We don't have top 5, we only have top 3 in that sector. Packaging or packaged foods has top 5. Very, very interesting. Data engineering leads that sector. Okay, so I'll clear and clear Alabama to come back to the default. Awesome, fantastic. The next thing is to customize the slices so that they will create a theme for the slices so that they pick the same color of our dashboard, this gray and the white. Then the final one will be configuring the dashboard so we can share it with people. Awesome, great. So the next thing is to customize the slices so that they take the theme of the dashboard. Okay, so we start with the timeline slicer. That's the other date slicer. We'll build a theme to reflect, we'll build the slicer theme or style to reflect our dashboard colors. To do that, ensure the other dates timeline slicer is selected. If that is so, or clicked on your dashboard, if that is so, you see the timeline contextual ribbon and the timeline styles command group. You see various styles, and these ones reflect various colors or color themes. If your dashboard theme is this, then probably you are good to go. If it's gray and white, you're good to go. But ours is blue, so this is what we'll do. Make a copy of this. So you right click on the blue one in the preview and click on duplicate and give it a befitting name. The default name is time slicer style light 1, and this is a copy 1 2. So we can say timeline slicer epiroc Great. Then we click on OK. So when we go there or go back there, we'll have two of such slices. One will be our time slicer epiroc, and then the default one will be there. Okay, now we'll have to customize our epiroc timeline slicer. So first click on it. This is it. Click on it to ensure it's applied to your slicer. Then right click and click on modify. Okay, modify. Awesome. Now you see the slicer element. You have the whole timeline, the header, selection label, time label, period labels 1, period labels 2, selected time block, unselected time block, and then selected time block space. Okay, so the whole timeline has to do with the whole slicer itself. Then the header is the top part, so the header has the section where the horizontal section that has the order date is the header. Then the selection labels, okay, these are labels. So yes, this is the label. Okay, this is the label. So if I cancel out here and I come to the show tab and I turn off label, you get to see that the label is this, the all periods. Then the time level is the years. So when I check off the time level, you see that the years will go away. So the selection label is this, all periods. If I choose quarters and click on a particular quarter, you get to see that what I have selected is what will be displayed in the selection label section. Okay, if I turn the time level to years and I select a particular year, 2020, the selection label will display that particular year that is selected. Okay, awesome. So what we do is that we go back to the timeline styles group, right click on epiroc time slicer, modify, then we'll come to the header section, click on the header, and then you click on formats, the format tab. Then you get to choose your options. So you have fonts, border, fill. Okay, so we start with the font. We want to be able to have consistent font. So the font you are using is Segui. So right here, Segui. Okay, a font size of 11. It's cool. 11, it's okay. So choose 11. Okay. Then, let's choose 10 points. And then we'll bolden it. Okay. And we are going for gray and white. So we would choose white. Okay, we choose white. We can go for yellow. Okay, let's choose yellow for the font's color. Okay, yellow for the font color. Okay, then to set the background color for the header, you have to click on the fill tab here. So the first we add the font, then go to the fill. Okay, under the fill on tab, okay, under background color, we have to select the color that is closer to what we're looking for. We choose yellow, so we need to select our gray. our gray color code. So we go to more colors, custom, and our color code is 425563, and the RGB is 668599, and we'll click on OK, and you get to see the background here. Okay, that's awesome. And we'll click on OK again. Okay, so by this time we've been able to format, and look at the preview here. We see a background color for the header section being the gray, and the font color is yellow. Let's click on OK and see if it looks nice. Awesome. So it's taking shape, really taking shape. Okay, so we'll go back, modify, then we'll come to, let's look at the whole timeline as well. Format whole timeline. Okay, whole timeline. Let's see, fonts, Segui, 10, bold, and the background is going to be gray. Let's use RGB 668599. Click on OK. Awesome. The font color is yellow for the entire thing. So OK, and get a preview. Or the background for our slicer is going to be colored gray. Then we come to the selection label, format. The font is Segui, body bold, font size of 10, the font color of yellow. Let's say this time we'll go for white. Okay, awesome. Click on OK, and that's the only thing. And you see in the preview, you get to see that there's white here. Okay, white on it. Then the time level, this one, the years. Click on it, format, and the fonts Segui, bold, 10, and let's see, either white or yellow. Let's see, white or yellow. Okay, or we'll change our mind, we'll make it white. Okay, now look at the period labels. Okay, click on format, Segui, body, 10. Okay, and the font color is, so this one's going for extra yellow. Click on OK, and then we'll do same for label 2. Click on OK. Let's click on OK and see how it looks like. Okay, so these are period labels, they are yellow. Alright, so let's go back, format it, modify, selected time block, formats. Okay, so let's see, this blue is not bad. Okay, see, so show that as a selected one. Okay, yes, so we maintain that this is the selected time block, and the unselected is gray. That gray is awesome. Let's see, So that's okay, that's also okay. And then the selected time block space, okay, this color, that's cool. Let's see, us we've customized our slicer. And I think one thing, the borderline around the whole slicer, it's blue. We need to turn that one off. So selected timeline, right click, modify, and that should be the whole slicer. So we'll go to border. Okay, so whole slicer, format, border. You click, choose this gray. Let's go for white background 1, darker 5%, and click on outline, and ensure you have clicked on each of these 4 border lines. To be sure it's working, you can change the color again, and then click on outline and ensure that each of these border lines are clicked. So I think currently I've changed it to our gray color. Click on OK, click on OK, and you see that it's gone. It has taken the same shape as that, and that was not a good choice. So right click, modify, and this time, whole time, we'll change it to the gray 5% or white background 1, darker 5%. And then you would have to click on outline to apply it. If you don't click on outline to apply it, it will not work. Okay, yes, I think this one brings about some kind of delineations. Okay, all kind of delineations also. So we've successfully formatted our timeline slicer. Successfully formatted it. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to format just one of this, and we'll apply the same style for the rest. So select product category slicer, click on it, then click on the slicer tab on the ribbon. Then you observe that it is this very first one that is controlling it. It's light blue slicer style light 1. Right click on it, duplicate, and call it slicer style AP rock as for our customer. And of course we know that the whole slicer controls the whole slicer element, controls the whole slicer. So you click on it first, format. Whilst we are at the border section, let's do it quickly. So the color is white, this one, the white background 1, darker 5%. Then come and click on outline to apply it. So outline it to apply it all to the 4 borders. Then we go to fill is white. Okay, so we can change the fill, okay, to our gray color. Okay, fill to our gray color. The color code is 668599. Click on OK, and go to the font, Segri UI body bold 10, and the font color is yellow. Click on OK, click on OK. Let's see if there has been any change. Okay, it's not applied, So that's the one on the left hand side. See the name, so you click on it, you apply it, and you see the changes. Awesome. Okay, now we go to the header. So right click on the Epiroc slicer style, right click, modify. Let's work on the header. So you click on header, format, Segway UI, bold 10, and the font color is yellow. Okay, then go to the fill, the background color, more colors, custom, and then our red is 66, our green is 85, and our blue is 99. Oh, sorry, which one are we? This is background. Yes, background. Okay, awesome. Click on OK, and you see the preview here. Then selected item with data. The selected item with data is the active selected button. So if we click on consulting, how should it look like? So let's format that. Okay, so maybe we want the background for that to be white. Selected item with data, background color to be white. Let me see. Okay, so the selected item with data, we would want it to pick the same color as our background color. Okay, we'll do it like that. Right click, modify, selected item with data, formats, background color, go to more colors, then the color code is 668599. Click on OK. Then we'll click on the font, it's Segway bold 10. Okay, selected item with no data, we'll go to Segway, make it regular 9, the fill color with no data, the same gray will be cool. The font color here, I think it's been black, this is gray. Okay, so no data, gray out. Okay, awesome. So when we select this, then it takes our color. If it's unselected, okay, so you have to work on the unselected. So the unselected, the font colors are black. So if you change that, then we select one, that's okay. Okay, the selected one, we have to change the font from black to white. Okay, so let's do that. Slicer, right click, modify, selected item with data, format, the font color would want white, and click on OK. Selected item, unselected item with data, okay, that's okay. Black text on white is okay. Okay, come to the hover, unselected item with no data. Okay, wanted to resolve one. Okay, so this is cool. If it's unselected, okay, so I think now it's resolved. If it's unselected, it looks beautiful. Selected also looks beautiful. Okay, awesome. Now all that you need to do is to select other slices and apply that slicer style. So I've selected all the remaining. Go to the slicer, tap on the ribbon, and I'll click on our custom built slicer. It will be applied to all of them. Okay, all of them. Awesome. So this is our, let me see, this is our dashboard, customized dashboard. Okay, awesome. Awesome. This is the end of the building of the dashboard. The next part will be ensuring that you have configured the dashboard so you can share it with people. Awesome. So you can press Ctrl S or click on the save button to save what you have done so far. Congratulations, you've successfully built a dynamic and interactive dashboard right here in Excel. Watch this. Click on one and everything is changing. Turn it off, come to industry, click on business services, and everything is changing. Go to sector and then public utilities, and everything is responding. Awesome. So I can look at year 2022 and then Arizona at the same time. See the behavior, see total customers. So 13 customers come from Arizona, and this is the total orders they had. Really fantastic. Okay, so watch out for the video for configuring the dashboard and sharing with people. Thank you very much. Congratulations for making it this far. You are now a full data analyst. You are a big man, a big woman.